FM News Talk 97.1.
On demand audio. Talk lines are open now at 314-969-9797 or toll free at 866-455-9797. You're listening to The Dana Show.
Are we all feeling good today? We're feeling good today. Last night was a good old night. Last night was good. Ooh. I felt energized, didn't you? I want y'all to stay on those lines. Don't go anywhere, because in my next segment, I'm going to open the lines up. And we're going to get your perspectives in about everything that happened with the filibuster last night. When I was on Twitter, it was the night before last, and this was right when Chavez, either died or they said he died, and they were just weekend burning it up. I can't.
Hugo?
Oh, Hugo Chavez.
They got to pronounce it, the people in the news. Hugo.
Let's just, let's straight up Ozark Hillbilly. Hugo Chavez. Y'all, quesadillas and, no. When it was announced that he passed, it was amazing, the outpouring of sympathy from people on the left. I mean, this was a guy who shut down the media, who jailed political opposition, who intimidated voters, because that's how it works in a democracy, for people who think that's what a democracy is. And I looked on Twitter, and my friend Nick Searcy, everybody knows Nick Searcy, Hollywood actor. He's been on the show before, and he has the Actor Studio on his site, which is hysterical, was just shredding people, and it was hysterical. And he had some great observations about all of the stuff with Chavez. Nick Searcy from the Actor Studio, he's on IMDb. Go to his website. Nick, good afternoon to you. It's so good to have you back on.
Hi, Dana. It's great to be here, and I love that Southern accent you just put on. We need to put you on Justified now.
You know what? It comes honest. They made me go to speech class when I was little because they said that yins was not a word. And they're like, well, can you tell us what a yins is? And I'm like, I don't know, but, I can say it. So,
Well, that's absolutely not true. Yuns is definitely a word.
See?
I
Amen.
use it all the time. Yeah.
Lift it up, Nick. Lift it up. You got really aggravated last night at the outpouring of sympathy for a tyrant from Venezuela. And you had some, while it was hysterical, at the same time, you were making some really sharp observations. And you even smacked back people like, you were talking about Sean Penn. You were talking about everybody. I don't understand what this attraction is with someone like Chavez, because all of these individuals on the left and the people that you were talking to, they pride themselves on being like these open-minded people who are all about a free press, basically everything that Chavez was against. What's your insight on that?
Well, yeah, one of the jokes that I made that night on Twitter was that Sean Penn and Michael Moore like Hugo Chavez because he's just like them. He raked up a big pile of money while pretending he's a socialist and a man of the people, just like they did.
Right.
But I think that really what people like the totalitarian left, as I like to call them, in Hollywood, I think that they really kind of envy and respect ultimate power. Because that's how they think of themselves. They think if everybody would just do what I said, this would be a perfect world.
Yeah.
And they look at somebody like Chavez and they go, that guy's great because he's pushed everybody around and he's made them do what he said, and he made everything fair.
That's a really good point.
They don't pay attention to any of the stuff like, oh yeah, he curtailed freedoms a little bit, and he controls the press, and he rigged the elections, and he killed his political opponent. They just ignore all that.
Right. Yeah, that's not a big deal. But that's what it's the attraction to power. So it's like they don't really care in what form the power comes. Just power to them is power. And at least they're truly non-discriminatory in that way.
Yeah, absolutely. And really, I think a lot of it comes from the fact that, they've made all this money for doing what? I think part of it is they feel guilty about that deep down.
Yeah.
That they get paid a ridiculous amount of money for doing, basically what children do, which
yeah.
play act, and so it's I think there's a little guilt involved in it too.
Yeah, I believe so. It's like a brand, and that's something that I've sort of, like people who put the Apple stickers on. Apple's a brand, Harley Davidson's a brand. It's almost like that statism. I don't know how that became trendy. I guess through marketing and arts and entertainment, but it's a brand now, and so they look at it like, oh, I'm cool because Chavez, he's a man of the people who jailed him, and so on and so forth. But still, of people nonetheless.
Yeah, it's like they think they're a rebel by supporting somebody like Chavez, who basically is anti-American and anti-freedom. But, I just don't get it. It's like, especially with Sean Penn, it's like, why is there not an Argentinian Sean Penn? It's because there's no freedom down there. Sean Penn, if he grew up in Argentina, could never have become what he is.
Right,
now.
Right.
He could only have done that in America. And yet he goes down there and props that guy up as some hero. It's really fascinating.
That's a great point too, and there wouldn't be a Michael Moore down there either, because that their society and the way it's set up does not allow for that sort of innovation. Or gosh, am I calling him innovation? Gosh, there's no way to say this without complimenting him, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah, no, there's no way any of that could have sprung up down there. It's just, I really. While sometimes I think I get it, it really is beyond me. I can make up theories about why these people think the way they do, but in the end, it's still just like there's some disconnect in their way of thinking, that they can't perceive the reality of what Chavez is.
Yeah.
Because they're so caught up in the idea of he cared about the poor. Yeah, he cared about the poor so much that he made sure everybody was one of them.
Right. Yeah, everyone got to be equal in mediocrity.
Right.
That sounds great.
So great.
I love that. I love that kind of equality. That's the equality that they sell, not the equality of, everyone has the equal opportunity to be as successful and dirty rich as they want to be. No, everyone has to be equal in total suckitude and mediocrity. See, that to me, I don't like that kind of equality. I don't like that. That's not what attracts me. But it's a brand. I don't know. It's a brand. Did it surprise you at all, the number of, because it was hysterical. I was just going through your timeline and reading all of these people on the left, and you were just cutting them in half basically on Twitter. Did it surprise you that so many had kind of bought into that?
Not really, just because, in my wars on Twitter, you just run into these hardcore socialists every once in a while, and it's just fun to slap them around a little bit. So I'm kind of used to it. I'm used to seeing that kind of idiocy. So it's kind of like how I can hit a ball out of the rough when I play golf much better than I can hit one out of the fairway, because I'm used to hitting it out of the rough.
I want to switch it up and ask you really quickly too about acting school. Since we've spoken with you last, you have several new episodes of Acting School that is up. They're being really well received, and they're absolutely hysterical. Tell us a little bit about what you have, your future plans for this. I would love to see. Honestly, I think this would be this would be like a great series on Comedy Central or something like that.
Well, we're trying to move in that direction, obviously, but we finished the season of acting school for now.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to put out the last 2 episodes over the next before April 1st, and that's kind of the first season. It sort of has a nice ending for this season, and we're going to think about it and come back probably about the same time next year and do a few more.
Excellent.
But hopefully in the meantime, we'll find somebody who will actually pay me to do it. Right now, I'm just doing it as a public service to all my many fans. But, I can't keep doing this forever.
That's right. You're a capitalist. I mean, come on.
Right.
No, but and the new season of Justify, which began, well, gosh, now it's March, so it's 2 months ago that it started. So I hope everyone's tuning in to FX to watch Nick on Justified as well. We love having you on. You're welcome on any time there's anything you want to fire off about. You know that.
Oh, Dana, thank you so much. And everybody should immediately go to Acting School with Nick Searcy and watch episode 7, which is premiere time.
Yeah, that was good. That was hysterical. Folks, you have to go watch it. NickSearcy.com/acting school. Go and check it out. Nick Searcy, always a pleasure, my friend. We'll talk to you again soon. We won't wait so long next time.
Please. Thank you.
Excellent. Sounds good. Talk again soon. Thanks,
right.
Nick. Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, folks, we have your calls. Right when we come back, we're opening up the phone lines. Don't go anywhere.
This is The Dana Show.